to the American Express Open State of Women-Owned Businesses report, in 2011, there were an estimated 8.1 million women-owned businesses in the United States, generating $1.3 trillion in revenues and employing nearly 7.7 million people. Here is the grain of sand that first enters our snug shell: the unfortunate reality of what happens to a woman who does not assume responsibility for building her own wealth. She develops an unspoken terror that one day she will be the little old homeless bag lady she sees on the street. A report from the Center for Progress called Straight Facts on Women and Poverty reveals that 13.8% of women are poor in the United States versus 11.1% of men. Over the age of 75, 13% of women are poor versus 6% of men. This gap is bigger here than in any other developed country in the world. 3/4 of the women with incomes below the poverty line are single women. We say that a woman must build her own wealth to avoid becoming an unfortunate statistic. We really must take care of ourselves. So let's look at examples of grains of sand by posing 10 questions. Do you know a woman who works in a low-paying, service-oriented job? Do you know a woman who has a great corporate job but still earns less than the men in her field? Do you know a woman who has been divorced and has to pay alimony to her husband? Do you know a woman who has to shoulder the entire burden of child support because of an ex-husband who won't pay? Do you know a woman who has a wonderful husband who lost his job and can't find another one? Do you know a woman who has a husband who has become ill and can no longer work? Do you know a woman who has been widowed and whose late husband left insufficient funds for her retirement years? Do you know a woman who has no money saved for retirement and has no idea what she will do to support herself in her old age? Do you know a woman who is one of the 13% of American women who are poor in their old age versus only 6% of men? If you do know any women like this, or if any of these situations apply to you, then it's a perfect opportunity to turn a grain of sand into a pearl of great price. The good news is that today you can avoid the heartbreak of poverty in your later years. When you have money, you have security, you have choices, and you can make plans. Whether you are a mother planning your children's education, a new wife discussing money plans with your husband, a new college graduate considering your first career, or a retiree considering helping a family member, remember that your own financial security is paramount. How do we build our own wealth? There are many ways to go about it, and we will cut through the bewildering number of possibilities to help you get focused on the most effective strategies. Start your own business. Why investing in your own company delivers the biggest return by far. Starting a business is by far the best way to build your own wealth today. When you are trying to build wealth, you need to recognize that the world still offers obstructions as well as opportunities. If you are a highly educated woman, chances are good that you have pursued a corporate career. Working for a large company may make sense in your early years so that you can develop great experience in a field. However, in the corporate world, women are still earning 77 cents on the dollar compared to men. The glass ceiling is very much alive, and the ranks of women at the most senior levels are thin. Many women leave the corporate life to start their own business precisely because they realize they will never earn as much as their male counterparts, particularly at the senior level. They then take their excellent skills and put them to work in a small business. Between 1997 and 2011, when the number of businesses increased in the U.S. by 34%, the number of women-owned businesses increased by 50%, a rate 1.5 times the national average. When you own your own business, you have a chance to level the playing field in terms of your salary, bonus, and even preferred insurance rates. The great equalizer for women in my mind is entrepreneurship, says Marcia Firestone, Ph.D., the founder of Women's Presidents Organization, a nonprofit membership organization for women who serve as presidents of multi-million-dollar companies. Today, 2 out of every 3 new businesses are started by women. Many women business owners come from the corporate world, where they've hit the glass ceiling or the level of flexibility they seek is not available. They know they can do just as well or better on their own, and so they go into business for themselves, explains Anna Harvey of the U.S. Small Business Administration. Although the prevailing view is that women are running mom-and-pop style operations, Marcia Firestone says research shows that the fastest growing segment of women-led companies are those that have more than $1 million in annual revenue. The world